Alrighty, you guys, what's going on? So today in this video, I think I got the camera set up pretty good. In this little video, I'm going to be showing you guys what I'm going to be fishing tomorrow, or Sunday, not tomorrow. Tomorrow is Saturday. Today is Friday that I'm making this video, and I'll be posting it Saturday morning. Also, I'm going to be fishing on Sunday morning or evening, I don't know. But I'm going to be fishing on Sunday, and if everything goes right, I'll be able to go fishing with my cousin and his dad, and we'll hopefully be able to catch some fish. Now, everything that I rigged up is off of what I've heard from him. He's been telling me, because he's been fishing it like almost every day. After what he's been telling me, I've decided to rig all these rods up. I've got four. I got two bait casters. Yeah, two bait casters. And two spinning rods that I'm going to bring. Actually, no, I'm wrong. I'm bringing three spinning rods and two bait casters. I just realized that one of my rods is soaking over here. 1 second. Sorry about that. I forgot about that one. I thought I already had it over here, but evidently I did not. So, what I'm going to be... One thing that I'm going to be bringing, since we've had a few warm days here in Illinois, and it's started to get a little bit colder, and then it's supposed to get a little bit warmer. Gotta watch that ceiling fan. I'm going to bring this rod here. This is my silver spinning rod. It's got a 50-pound braid on it. If I remember correctly, it's got 50-pound braid on it. And I've decided to bring the duck. Now, you guys remember I got this for Christmas. Back at Christmas time, obviously, and I'm pretty excited to throw it. I don't know if it will get blow-ups, but I mainly want to just test it out. I'm not really bringing it to fish like all day. I'm just mainly bringing it just to see how it works and how well it does in the water. You know, how well it looks as well. So if I get a blow up on it, that'd be pretty cool. Hopefully I'll catch a couple fish on it. That'd be neat. Next, you guys already know I'm going to be bringing these. This one here is one of my bait casters. This is the Shakespeare Agility with the Rhino indestructible rod with 50-pound braid and the big jig. The big 1 ounce Strike King jig. I actually got another 1 ounce jig in the mail the other day, and I never did an unboxing on it. Let me see. Here it is. It's in Bama Crawl color. It's another 1 ounce jig, and I put a baby rodent on it. The other jig that I just showed you has a full-size rodent on it. That one there has a baby rodent, just for a little bit smaller profile. This one here, this rod here is my everything rod. Most of you guys probably already have one of those, but one thing that I use on mine is a barrel swivel. It's just something I've always used. I know a lot of people hate people that use these. I actually know a few people that don't use them because they just don't like them. But honestly, I've always used one, and I've never had one fail. I've been snagged up in trees. I've broke line. I've never had a snap swivel break. I never have. Now, back a long time ago, you know, I used to use some old rusty type ones, and I would break them changing the lure, but they were all rusty. These ones here are very strong, very premium eagle claw barrel swivels, and I've owned quite a few of this type, and I've never had one break. And as you can tell, I have a Fluke on there. I'm going to be just fishing this weightless Texas rigged Fluke, and I will also be switching it up between the weightless Fluke. Also, probably going to be switching it between this and the swim baits, which I'll use a bait caster with the swim baits. I won't use the spinning rod, just because that's a little bit too much weight for this little spinning rod. But yeah, the reason why I'm going to be fishing a Fluke, which is something I normally don't fish, is that my cousin Zach, he's the guy from Big Baits Baker channel, he's told me that there's a lot of dead shad on the surface and on the bank. And so what I'm thinking because there's two ponds, and the biggest one is the one that he said has shad in it. So what I'm thinking is I take a Fluke, work it kind of slow, and it'll look like a dying shad. I think it might work pretty well. Next is my other bait caster. Now you guys know that I'm going to throw big swim baits on this because it is my hard body bait bait caster. But I will also probably throw other baits such as possibly topwater walking baits maybe. I don't know, depending on how active the fish are. The other day I was talking to Zach on the phone, and he said that there was a couple fish busting, and he actually had, or his dad actually had, a fish blow up on a buzzbait. So there is a slight possibility of a topwater bite, but I doubt it because it has been a little bit cooler. It's going to be pretty cool tonight, but you know, possibility could have a little bit of a topwater bite. Now, you guys know the Shakespeare Alpha reel with the Alpha rod, and I got Mr. Big Bluegill swim bait on here. I was going to throw the shad, but I decided instead of throwing a shad at first, I'll throw the bluegill, because I got to thinking, since there's so many dead shad, then fish are probably going to think that big shad is going to be fake, possibly. They might think that. So what I've decided to do is try the bluegill first and just give them a little bit different profile, because they have been eating shad, obviously, because they're all dying. The shad are dying because of the cold. And I think that if the shad are dying and then bass are used to eating shad for the past few days, they a possibility want something different, and their big old bluegill comes swimming right in front of their face and they munch on it. So last but certainly not least, this is probably going to be one of the first things I throw, just because, alright, I thought I had it snagged on something. But first thing that I'm probably going to be throwing will be the Fluke, but I might throw this first too, because the fish that are in this pond have never seen a worm like this. They've seen old monsters, and they've seen a couple other different type of ribbon-tail worms, but they've never seen one of these Strike King bullworms. So I'm really excited to try one of these in there. Now this here is going to be mainly my Texas rig rod. I'm going to throw all kinds of stuff on it. I'll throw rodents, rage bugs. I'll probably throw a few little crawl baits. I might even throw a Fluke on there. Let me see. Open this here up. I'll probably throw one of these, possibly, you know, flipping, because my cousin did say that there was quite a bit of grass and trees and stuff in the water, or at least there is some, so I will definitely be flipping. There's a little rage crawl. I'll probably stick that on there. What else? Kind of hard to see because of the lighting. I got all the lights shut off in my room except for the camera light, so I'm kind of using it. Like I said, the rage bug will probably become a factor into the flipping portion of it. And then, you know, I might throw this here too. I haven't got to throw that yet. It's a big old natural colored worm. Something that my cousin told me that I was actually pretty surprised about was the fact that he's never really had any trouble with color differences. Now, usually you get a pond, no matter where it is, and there will always be different colored baits that work different in different water, obviously. So, you know, like some of the ponds that I fish, a green pumpkin Cinco will outfish a June bug Cinco or a watermelon red Cinco just because it's a little bit different in color. There's actually a pond that I fished that I literally could not get a single bite on a June bug colored Cinco, and then as soon as I switched over to a Strike King shimmy stick and green pumpkin, I caught two fish almost instantly, like back-to-back casts. So that's kind of odd, because he said that he's caught them on June bug, he's caught them on plum, he's caught them on green pumpkin, he's caught them on black, which is odd because most of the time they're more color oriented. You want to be on the video? Yeah, is that all you wanted? Okay, there you go. Anyway, so I thought that was kind of odd because usually colors factor in quite a bit. So I hope you guys like this video of me showing you guys what I'm going to be throwing. I'm going to be throwing just about everything in my tackle box, but those are the main things that I'm going to start throwing when I get there. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already.